Well, g'day tubes, and welcome to question and answer with Bill number 11, I think we're at here. Holy cow. How do you like my new sign? Right there. That's a pretty cool little sign, eh? I thought it was kind of neat. Let's see if we can get you a little closer, zoom in over there. There it is. That's pretty cool. Whoa. Alright, so we got a lot of questions here today. There's a lot of questions from the last video, I guess, too, that come through, so that's good. I think we got like 17, so you're going to have to bear with me. I usually start with the older ones first, which is September 23rd. This is from Hunter Scott. It says, how are you and how is Boris the tractor? Boris the tractor is good. I had Boris out there on a nice day there in August at some point. It was August? Yeah. Maybe early September. Had out for a little tour, and I hadn't had to go in for like a year or so. I really want to get this tractor show going soon here that got planned before the weather cacks on us, which, you know what, it's not far off. So yeah, I am good anyways, thank you. Hopefully you guys are all well too. I know the COVID's ramping up again. Holy cow. They opened schools, and that was, I told ya. They opened schools, and look out. And yeah, it's getting crazy. I know down in the States it's just insane apparently right now. So stay safe, and you know, if it's not a necessity, stay home. Really, stay home. Boris is good though. Boris fired up. Took a little bit, but he's got an electric fuel pump on it, so I could hear it like bzzz. So it actually evaporated all the fuel out of the carburetor, I think. So, but no leaks. It fired it up, and away she went. So that is good. But thank you, sir, for sending that in. And our next one is from, oh, hang on, it's messing up here. Travis G is all it says. He says, hey Bill, it's Travis from BC. Love all the videos. Keep up the great work. They are great entertainment. I was just wondering if you've ever gotten either your 10 TLB or 2032R stuck up to the axles and needed to pull them out. Yes and no. I have got the trailer stuck really bad, and our new trailer is great. I really like it, but in the winter time it's not so great because how long it is and where the axle's mounted. I got stuck in a hole, I guess in a grave, an older grave or something, and the trailer kind of sunk, so I'm trying to pull it and it's kind of dragging the tractor over and dragging the tractor over. Well, eventually it was getting to the point where the rear of the trailer, that's the rear of the trailer, it was actually coming over and almost hitting a stone. So I'm like, okay, oh, that's enough of that. So what did I end up doing? I ended up unmounting the backhoe basically from where I was digging, get it around with a chain, I think it was, on it. Something like that. And hooked the chain on and pulled the trailer out, and then put a bunch of plywood down, and I'm like, okay. It was a nightmare. It sucked. I hate doing winter stuff. Fighting the frost, fighting the cold, fighting things slippery, you know, it's terrible. I hate doing winter stuff. We should just shut it right down, you know, November 15th, done. But anyways, so yeah, no, that was pretty crappy. I've never really got, well, yeah, you know what, I've got a little tractor stuck to doing snow, for say, with a little snow blower on the front or something, and then you get just a bit too close to the side of the road, and some of the roads, they you know, with the pavement layers that we've got on it now, they're a bit higher, so you kind of get stuck down in there, and then you go back and forth, and you're just getting yourself where it's like, oh yeah, I'll go get the other tractor, hook on, and just pull it off onto the road, and away we go. More like, and I don't do it so much now, people getting stuck back there. Why they got to pull off the road into a snowbank? I don't know. You're not going to get a, you know, like Tercel or something crappy like that out of a snowbank by just trying to drive it. It's not going to work. I've pulled all kinds of people out there, but I kind of stopped doing that because it seems now the new cars, they don't have like anything good to attach to that's solid enough to give it a yank. So I'm like, okay, no, you're calling a tow truck. So luckily I have a cousin that's a tow truck driver, and I call him. So anyways, the backhoe, yes, I've had it stuck almost, if you guys know where your feet sit on the big platform where the controls are, I've had it sunk up to mud up to there. Total accident. I was digging. No, sorry, it wasn't where you're. So when you're sitting on the backhoe, it was sunk almost. So the back tires were like gone under the mud. It was bad. And actually, it was when I was digging the trench for the my Wi-Fi line that goes to the other garage. I got just a little bit too far, and it just kind of went. I'm trying to get out, and it's just sucking in more. So eventually, I got it out. I just had to shove the backhoe way down and push out, and then drive, and it came out. I didn't have to get a pole, but I've never had to call for a tow, which is amazing. I've got myself out every time. So you know, you just got to know what you're doing. Don't get yourself in too much further than you already are, right? Four-wheel drive is great, and lock and differential is great, but sometimes that makes it worse. You get stuck even deeper and faster. So, but anyways, thank you, Travis, for sending that in. Okay, gotta wait till this thing it updates and messes up. There we go. Next one is from Dan Grubb. I think I said that right. He says, "Hey, hi Bill, my name is Dan. You ever been to Nebraska before? Have you ever been to Nebraska before?" No, the only place I've been to is just basically the I-75 down into Florida. So all those states, you know, Tennessee, Kentucky, bit of Georgia there, all down, and then Florida kind of thing, right? So no, I've never been there. I'd like to actually start like up here, go down the states and kind of work from east to west, make your way kind of all the way down into Florida, and then come home again. It'd be like a year's trip probably, but I think it would be cool just to try to get back and forth, you know, heck of a lot of driving, you know, start here, it's like what, 5,000 kilometers to the other side, turn back, go to 300 more states, 5,000, you know, get a zigzag going. That'd be kind of cool, but I won't be probably doing that in my lifetime anyway, so. But no, I've never been to Nebraska, but thanks for asking. Next one is from Corey H. It says, is there any small engines or machines that you haven't shown in a video? Honestly, that's a good question. I don't really think so. I think I've pretty much shared everything with you guys. No, I think that's, no, I don't think so. I don't think there's anything that I've been hiding from you. You guys have seen my antique engines. I should actually get them out and give them a run. It's been like 4 years. Time flies, man. No, I think everything has been shown at least one or 10 times anyways. How's your little model steam engine working? Good. It's actually it's supposed to run on gasoline, but I run it on the camp fuel, and it seems to run good. I've got her running good. I put a little sleeve of heat shrink tubing over that spark plug wire, and it seems to be good. I can just, and away she goes, you know. So, and I got, I don't have it out here, but I got actually a syringe kind of thing that you use for filling your ink cartridges, and that actually worked really good, except that fuel, I guess I should have washed it off when I was done. Had some residue of that fuel on it, and the little plunger, it shrunk it down so small that it was like totally useless. But I put it in some WD-40 for a weekend, and it swelled it out too big almost. It still fit in, but I had to really shram her in, so it was like shrunk a whole bunch from the fuel, and then WD-40, you know, it's probably going to wreck it now. It'll probably be junk, but I can't actually just hold my finger over it and then fill it up, and then just and then let her fill the tank that way. You don't really need the plunger part. So now he's got a question, another question here from your last video, which I don't know when he's meaning, plant crabgrass. Oh, plant crabgrass. I've been trying to kill it in my lawn and it will not die. Yeah, I know. I got some of that too. We actually had a drought. This is a really weird story. We had a drought. Really dry in like June, middle of June kind of thing, for about 3 weeks, right into July a bit. And the grass was, how'd you get in here? Wasp, hornet, building a nest probably. Oh, we'll have to break clean that one. Anyway, sorry, off topic there. So it got really dry, and then we got some rain, come back, blah, blah, blah. And the grass didn't seem to really come back, but all of a sudden this weird stuff started growing. I'm like, where the frick did that come from? It was like really not like a crab. It was actually kind of a nice grass, but if it got too big, yeah, it went kind of crabby, but it actually bloomed out kind of nice. I'm like, what the heck is this stuff? Where did that come from? And it wasn't like all over the place, but it was a lot of the place. I'm like, just had to get dry enough, and it just broke these seeds open, and then they took off. I don't know. But I noticed if you had a spot where you didn't cut it, it was like really aggressively growing. It was hard to cut then too. It almost turned into like wire. It was weird, but anyways. How you kill it? Some gasoline will work. But you didn't hear that from me because you're not supposed to spray that down on the ground. But gasoline's really good, or diesel will work too. There is more of a natural one where you use dish soap, some vinegar, and a fair bit of salt until it kind of won't take any more salt into the mixture. Spray that on it, it'll kill pretty much anything too. Salt will kill anything, but it will come back eventually. So just so you know, I'm watching that bee. Yeah, so that's a good way to get rid of it. More of a natural way. Dawn soap seems to be pretty good, and what the soap does is it actually helps stick that mixture to the leaf for a while so it doesn't just kind of run off. Because, you know, if you spray it with something, it kind of just beads off. Well, the soap sticks it to it, right? And then it'll kill it, so. And he says, also, have you got any new pets since your cat passed away a few years ago? Wow, you remember that? Oh, sad day. That was terrible. It was the worst thing I've ever had to do. Put the cat to sleep. No, we've got a couple of chickens only because we had one that died on us. And the other one got picked up by a Cooper's hawk. So it's like, really? So now we were down to like one chicken. We got Yoda, which is the barred rock, and she's got like the gray and then the black specks on her, or the black and gray specks on her, or something like that. No, gray and black specks, yeah. And then we had our other chicken that's like our house pet chicken. You wouldn't believe it. I'm going to tell you this. This is weird. A chicken makes actually a pretty darn good house pet. You need to get them sort of trained to, they won't tell you they got to go outside, but you just got to take them out. You know, like every 3 or 4 hours, whatever, take them out. They do their thing, poop around, and then they come in. She's hardly pooped at all inside. It's amazing. She's like a dog. She'll clean up, you know, specks and stuff, and anything that's maybe dropped on the floor, she'll clean up. They don't have tongues, so they're not going to lick it clean, but they'll be pretty freaking good. But if you want a good house pet, get a chicken. It's amazing. And she's got a, you know, a cage inside that she sleeps in at night, and it's pretty amazing. Actually, that's our oh darn, what is she now? She's Astralorp. She's the Astralorp. So she's like black with like the green tinge on her feathers. So yeah, good pet. So but anyways, that's I think all the questions you had. So thanks, Corey, for sending that. Get a chicken house pet. You won't believe it. Next one is, well, there's no question on that, so I'm going to delete that, but it was from Jesse. There's nothing there, so sorry. Can't answer that question. Oh, come on. Next one is from Corey H. Have you ever considered doing a reaction videos? Yeah, really? 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 No, not really. I'd never really watched them myself, I guess. You know, if something's really gross and you want to see me, oh, that's nasty. Well, I'm not really going to probably do that. Maybe let your viewers send in videos that are no longer than 5 to 6 minutes and do like 5-10 vids per video. Just a thought. I don't really kind of sort of understand what you're kind of meaning there. I know what a reaction video is. Like you watch a video of like a plane crash or something and you're like, holy crap. But I don't know, I don't find any super fascination in that. But I know my nephew's done a few of them things, a few of those reaction videos, but I never have, so I just react normal way. Anyways, thank you, sir, for sending that in. Next one is from Ben. Whenever I can get it to load here, there he goes. It says, hi Bill, I like all of your content that you post. It's been 3 years since I took the 10-hour trip up to Canada from Connecticut. Holy cow, it's that long. My question is, do you still have the wood chipper and your huge snow thrower for the John Deere 110 TLB and the salt spreader? Yes, yes, and yes, believe it or not. The chipper I actually had out in the spring. I did a bit of work to it with it in the back there. Chewed up a bunch of stuff that been sitting and laying for a while. Chewed it all up, but I need to get the blades off of it and give them a sharpen. They're getting pretty pretty dulled down. I mean, it was working, but it's not like it was where it was just gone. It was having to work at it a bit, right? Yeah, so wood chipper, you're a huge snow thrower? Yes, I do, and I honestly haven't had it out for probably 6 or maybe even 7 years. I haven't really needed it. Now that thing's really only kind of meant for if we get like 2 foot or more of snow, which is pretty rare really for us to get that, but then, you know, I'd sell that thing, get rid of it, and then we get it. You know what, so it's not costing me anything to sit inside all covered up, ready to go whenever I need it. It is really heavy though. It's really heavy on the front of that tractor, and it's got no skid shoes on it, which I thought was weird. All it has is like the side plates, and then there's like a triangular cutting edge kind of thing, and then it augers up here, right? It's got no skid shoes on it, so I'm like, that's not gonna last long. You know what, when that is needing fixed, that's gonna cost a pile of money. So I've been using my big push blade that I bought for the tractor, my big so like 9.5 foot or whatever push blade, snow blade for it, and it works really good. Thing's got piles of power for pushing that stuff. So, but yes, I still have all that stuff, and wood chipper, yes, snow thrower, yes, and salt spreader, yes. The thing is with a salt spreader, you have to have salt for it. I have some, and I got a skid of bags there, and I used pretty much all of it in this like a 3-year period, but then I went to get some last year, and it's all like solid rock. So it's like, oh, that's not much good now. Salt's good until it gets even a little bit of moisture in it, and then it all bounds back together. It will break up, but it's like you're hitting stuff that's like huge, that's hard to break up again. If you put a bit of moisture in it though, it will break up. But that's the trouble with salt. It's so hard to keep it from doing that. And you could get a salt sand mixture, but I don't want all the sand all over the road back there. I'd rather just the salt melt away and then gone, no sand to clean up. So yes, I do have all those. So thanks for asking. That's a good question. Amazed you've been watching a while, because that's been a while since we've shown that thing. Next question is from Michael. He says, Bill, I've enjoyed your videos for a while now, 3 years. In one of your earlier videos, you showed some guns that you have and had. Do you still have them, use them, or lost interest? I still have them. I don't generally use them for anything unless it's for when the zombies come. One of these days, zombies are coming. I'm telling you. Better get ready. There's a reason that there's all these zombie survival games and you know, all the movies. It's training. Honestly, it's training. Get ready for it. It's coming. You're probably thinking I'm crazy, but you know what? One of these days, they're going to be walking here, and you're going to want to wish you had a gun or something that shoots something. I just don't do videos on them because YouTube is fairly strict against any gun stuff now. They will actually pull your monetizations from your channel if they find it offensive content. So it's like, I don't need to show that stuff, you know. Anything like that. Guns is so related to like terrorism now. It's like, it's not the gun that killed people. You got to think about that. It's not the gun that killed people. It assisted in killing people, we'll say, but it's not the gun that killed people. It's the arsehole that's pulling the trigger. You know, like that's it. So, but yes, no, I haven't really lost interest in them, but I don't generally get them out and shoot them. You can't really do that now because there's freaking people all around behind us and stuff. You know, I used to be able to go into the back bush and do whatever. Not anymore. There's people all over the friggin' place. And now in behind us here, there looks like they're planning on building houses. So, I mean, that'll be even the end of the dirt biking and stuff for us here. That'll be just trash. So they start building that in behind us, it's going to be stupid. So, well, anyways. So thanks, Michael. Hopefully that answers your question. If I was going to show gun stuff, I might have to just start up a separate channel with like no monetization on it and just do it that way. But I mean, I haven't got anything new or sold anything in like the last long time. So I think the last one I got was the 22 Magnum, just a little short barrel on them too, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's loud though. Magnum's like frickin' like this long, you know, and then normal is like this long, so it adds a lot more punch to her. Next one is from MM, that's all it says, MM. Oh, these are small text on this one, I have to read close. It says, hi Bill, I've been watching since you put the thumb on the 110. Ooh, sweet, good thumb, that was a heck of a good project, that one. Took a drive through the cemetery a few years ago. Ooh, on my way to Goderich, which and was surprised how hilly it was. It's now. Were you in the right cemetery? Because we got a few hills in here, but the cemetery that's on the other side of town is really hilly. Like it's, you know, there's a lot there. So maybe potentially it was not the right cemetery, but who knows? I don't know. Let me know. Put a comment. Because yeah, the Greenwood Cemetery over there is way hillier than here. Like it's like dangerous. Like that's why they shut down in the winter time coming, which will be soon actually. Nice day. No, we're shutting down. They don't go to work. So my question is, have you decided about the table saw? I have a handle and retaining nuts for the blade angle adjustment. I will send if you're keeping it. Yeah, I'm going to keep the saw because I think I could save us a lot of money by cutting my own name stakes, right? Out of like a 2x4. I think, what do we get, like 4 of these out of there or something like that? So I'm going to keep it, and you know what? There's a lot of times I'm like, oh geez, I got to use a table saw for that. Oh, I should have had a table saw. And you know, there it is, free, why not, eh? So yeah, I'm going to keep it. I just want to do maybe a bit of work on it this winter, get the stand cleaned up, sandblasted and repainted and cleaned up, and I'm going to clean off the table surface a little bit too, and maybe the side plates, unbolt them, clean them up and stuff and repaint them or whatever. I don't know what kind of paint to use though, because you don't really want it to scratch, right? But the top needs to be cleaned off with something so the wood is a bit smoother. So, but yeah, I could really use those parts if you could send them to me. That'd be awesome. Have you thought about putting 2 containers parallel but with a space about 10 to 12 feet apart so you could have put a roof over the space and have a covered outdoor work area? A metal frame door can be welded into the side at the far end, so it would make it easier to get into the back of the containers. I was thinking of just one container and having it as actually like sort of a welding shop. But I'm also thinking of maybe just building a table outside, just outside this wall, and something that could stay out kind of year round, like we had our other little table that we used to use for our projects down there. It seemed to work good. I think I need almost need more storage room, believe it or not, because I'm gonna have to really pack some stuff away somewhere here to get stuff ready in for the winter. The zero turns outside right now. I don't really have anywhere for it to go in right now, so I'm like, ooh, that's not good. And lumber now is so bloody expensive here. I'd like to put an addition onto this shop. I'd actually like to, so this one, how it sits like this, I'd like to do the other one out the other way. So it'd be like 24 foot by 16 or whatever this is here. So this is actually like half the building here, and then we do the other half, and then I don't know, I'd have to put another door in or figure that out or whatever, but the wood's so bloody expensive now. It's almost probably cheaper for me to go buy a sawmill and cut some trees down and cut my own lumber. But I don't think I want to go through all that, but I'd really like to get a sawmill. But that's a good idea with the containers, but I don't know if I want to do that or not. So, but good question. He is from BC coast. Oh, on the other side of the west coast, we'll say. So thank you, sir, for sending that in. Okay, gotta wait till this loads again. Next one is from Jake Hendricks. Says, hey Bill, my name is Jake from Pensacola, Florida. Ooh, my question is, how many acres is the cemetery? Cemetery is about 23 acres and about 18 or so rough acres of actual cemetery. There's a fair bit of bush back in there. Actually, it might be more than that. It might be almost 24 acres. There's a chunk back there I didn't really know we had in the bush, like a big chunk off the big empty field. And so I think it's about 18 acres of actual cemetery that I have to look after and care for. And then I think it's about 24 with all the bush and stuff. So it's a good size. It's not very super wide, but it's really long. So if you look on the Google Maps, you'll see the kind of outline of it. How many acres in the cemetery? And is it still growing? Yes. Like I say, we have that chunk of bush, and there's other small bushes they could clear and use if they really wanted to. Do you think it will get full and you won't have to dig graves anymore? No, I'll never see the end of it. I don't think so anyways, unless I last maybe about 129 years old, I might see it. But no, I don't think so. How long does it take to do all the mowing and trimming? Well, that's a good question. Really depends what's going on. Burials come and go. That takes you away from your mowing and trimming. It's the trimming that takes all the time though. That takes a lot of time. But running that little zero turn up there, it decreased my trimming about 60%, believe it or not. Like, oh man, by using that zero turn, because I could get in tighter, you know, and I wouldn't have to miss that spot, and then it grows up taller and it looks like crap, and then you got to trim it. So instead of trimming like once or twice a month, I was doing it maybe once a month. So it wasn't so bad. That was good. But the mowing, I can get done. I can get a lot of mowing done real fast if I got nothing else coming in, nothing else going on. I can do like 3 big sections a day back there if I really get at it hard. And depending on which ones I do, I can maybe do 4. Generally what I do is start at kind of the garage area and then kind of work my way all the way back to the water area in one day, and then I'll do the one big one in the middle there, and then, you know, kind of carry on from there. One big one in the middle, it's like 6.5 kilometers of driving to mow it, so it's a lot. It's a lot. I should really put on the speedometer thingy here, and it will calculate how far I actually go. So hopefully that answers your question. Thank you, sir, for sending that in. Next is Matthew Hudson. Oh, it's a zero turn question. Hi Bill, now that you have some experience on the zero turn mower, would you consider a commercial zero turn as your main work mower? Actually, I probably would. I've really enjoyed this one out there. It's I like the size, but if you go commercial, you're going to go, of course, bigger, and then I'll probably be defeating my, you know, that 60% saving on the trimming. The bigger you go, I'll be, you know, almost into like what I've kind of got with the green tractor now, the 2032R. I guess I keep forgetting what that one is. I'll probably end up getting about that size again, so I think I'd be kind of defeating my purpose, right? So I don't know, if I go bigger, it wouldn't probably be any benefit to me. I kind of like the small ones, so it's that 42-inch deck or whatever's on a 48-inch deck. Yeah. So, but I don't know. Like I say, if I go bigger, I don't think it would really make much of a difference. And then the zero turn, I couldn't pull my dump trailer, right? So that's the kind of benefit of having the tractor as well. So, so thank you, sir, for sending that in. Next one is from Finn. I think Finn's asked me a few questions before, so here we go with another one. It says, hi Bill, where did you get your sign with the Ford 8N on it? Oh, this one? Or that one? I got, oh, wrong way. That one or that one? This one I actually got on, I was looking up, you wouldn't believe it actually, there's a lot of parts on Amazon and .ca and Amazon.com for Ford 2N, 8N, 9N parts, and I've seen that come up. I'm like, oh, I need to bring that home. That's got to come with me. So it was like $10 US, shipped to me for free. I'm like, holy friggin' crap! It's got no thing around it, but I thought, oh, that's all right. This one, my stepdad got that one from somewhere, and actually this one, and he did the frames around it are actually old. Barn boards. You can see this one's got some red on it still, and this one is just kind of like an inside barn board. So he cut those and put them on for, you know, to add to it. So it's pretty cool that he gave those to me. So that's pretty awesome. So where he got them though, I don't know. You can get those at like the shows and stuff, and I've seen them a lot before, but not with those frames around them. So it's kind of cool. Now I haven't shown you one picture. I don't really want to bring it out here, but my neighbor across from us here, hello. My neighbor across from us here, she painted, my wife had her paint. She's a good painter. Older lady now, but she's super awesome still. Like, she's nothing wrong with her. Love her. And she painted a picture that Sarah took of the John Deere AR, but I don't really want to bring it out here because it's kind of, you know, it's on like a canvasy thing, and I leave it inside. So, but it's really cool. I really like it. So hopefully, Finn, that answers your question. Thank you, sir. Okay, we got to get through a couple of ads here now. TD Insurance. Come on, really? Toronto Dominion Bank. Spencer Curtis says, Dear Bill, my name is Spencer. I've been watching your videos since the EcoBoost F-150. Kaboom! Cost me a lot of money. My question is, what is a good beginner car for a new driver? Well, that's a good question. You know what? I would honestly find yourself a Toyota Corolla. Maybe 5 to 7, maybe even 10 years old. See if you can get one with lower kilometers, And holy crap, that car will last you another 20 years, I bet. They are freaking amazing. They're made in Cambridge, which isn't too far from me here, from Iron Man, actually. They're just kind of up the road from where Iron Man lives. Good cars, though. They go a long time. And we've had virtually no problems at all, except we had rodent of some sort get in and chew a bit of the wiring in the trunk, and that kind of ruined things. I fixed all that up. I think you guys might have seen part of that video there. Oh, that was a bad day for... Oh, man, I was mad. Like, you freaking gotta be kidding me. I don't know. I know how they were getting in. They actually chewed through, for some reason, they chewed through the plastic stuff for the HVAC system and got in the car through that way. Through the filter, the cabin filter and everything, right in. I'm like, you little buggers. So, anyways, I don't know why. They must have smelt something in the car that they liked and they wanted in. So they actually got in the car, chewed through the back seat, into the trunk, up underneath the frickin', you know, that felt liner stuff, and started chewing the wires. I couldn't believe it. They chewed like a lot of wires too. They made a heck of a mess. I fixed it. I got it all working again. Hopefully it's all right. But yeah, as long as you don't have rodent problems like we do, it's a good car. Toyota's a good brand. Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about the Chevy stuff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This car's been good too for rust. I've never undercoated it. And I'm not going to get into a rant on undercoating. I don't think it's a good thing anyways. Short rant, I think it's actually worse because you'll get stuff splashed up in there and then you spray it again. And that stuff gets in there and I think it gets through and starts rusting. I don't know, I've seen a lot of cars where either they didn't do it soon enough or they did it and trapped stuff in there and then it rots the car out. So anyways, I'm not going to get into a big rant on that. But it says, P.S. I love your videos and I love your F-250. It's a sweet ass ride, he says. That's my dream truck from Spencer. It is a good truck. I've really enjoyed that one. It doesn't burn any oil, which is good. And it pulls like you wouldn't believe. I couldn't believe how well it pulled that travel trailer of ours. I honestly didn't really know it was behind me. Then with that engine brake that's on it, hardly touched the brakes to slow down. It was phenomenal. So been really happy with that. So thank you, sir, for sending that question. Next one is from Josh. It says, hi, Bill. I'm from the UK. Oh, do I got to change my accent? No, I won't do that. That's not right. That's not funny. That's not funny. I'm from the UK. What are you doing with the mayor's tractor? I don't know. He's supposed to be getting parts for it 5 years ago. I don't know what he's doing with it. It's probably not going to be any good now. The engine will be probably seized up in it. I doubt it'll turn over and start now. It'll be all corroded inside or whatever, and it might surprise you. It might fire it up. I don't know. I've not tried it though because it doesn't have a carburetor or fuel tank on it. He took that away to get fixed. So yeah, what he's doing with it, I don't know. It's starting to grow weeds, and I still won't be able to get it out of there because there'll be a tree growing through it or something. But I should get it out and put it at yard art in the front of my lawn, maybe. I should do that. That'd be funny. Josh says, I have some gas petrol machinery and I absolutely love tractors, diggers, anything with an engine. In the USA you call petrol gas. Yeah, gasoline, but they shortened to gas, right? It's confusing because now we'll call gas like natural gas for your furnace, right? When it comes through the ground, through the pipe, and that we call that gas as well. So it's confusing. Some people call like gasoline fuel too. I gotta go get some fuel. That's what they'll call that too, right? We call gas petrol. Yes, I do know that. Yeah, I heard that before. And trucks are lorries. I'm sure there's lots of other things too. That's different. Lorries, that's definitely a different one from, you know, we call them trucks and lorries, and I don't know, I think I like the lorry one better. P.S. I absolutely love watching your videos, from Josh. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for sending that question in. Next one is from Skylar Prins. That's a really cool name, Skylar. I like that name. That's cool. It says, hey Bill, my name is Skylar and I am from Holland, Michigan. I had you go in there. You thought I was going to say Holland. No, Michigan. Ha! Tricked you. I am 21 and I've been a long time subscriber. I've been watching since you made the video of the self-driving snowblower, I believe the 4110. That is like a freaking long time ago. That was, holy cow, that was on my Palm Pilot, I believe. Yeah, I used to carry one of these around. It looked like it was a Palm Pilot. I think I still got it. The battery cacks in them and they're junk, you know. So that is a long time ago. That's got to be well over 10, maybe 12 years. I don't know. It's been a while anyways. Anyways, this my question is, what is the plan for the concrete slab where the old worn out shed used to be, shed extension or something else? Okay, while we're on that topic, let's go for a little walk here. Hopefully it's not too dark outside. It was getting freaking dark early now. Let's see how dark it is. Oh no, we're not right. I have fixed part of it. The guy's doing my foundations for me. Had some extra concrete, so I kind of just sort of slabbed this in here, you know, just to kind of give it a bit of a rise, so if I drive something there. And this corner I did a little nicer here. We've patched it all in. I kind of wish it was a whole thing, but I dug it down a hole punch there, and there's probably about 4.5 inches of concrete in this little chunk here, and then, you know, I left little rough things in there and jammed it all in real nice, and then smoothed it out, and then put the same kind of, I used the trowel basically and just did that. So I got a little bit more I want to do. I got to mix some more up here, finish this off, and then under the mower there's another little chunk there I want to kind of fill in and redo again. So what's the plan for it though? I don't know. It's good for working on. It's not exactly in the super best of shape. This whole piece here is pretty bad, but it's not terrible bad yet that it's really has to come out. If it gets that way, I'll tear it out. I'll just get rid of her. Throw her in a hole. Throw it in the lake or something. But that's kind of the plan for it. Be good for doing oil changes on and stuff, right? So I'm gonna mount you on the tripod here again. Are you there, bud? So that's the plan for that. It'd be good for doing outside stuff. It would really make, well, maybe not, it's not very level, but it would have been sort of a good pad for a sawmill. A bandsaw sawmill. But no, I don't know. I've always wanted to get a sawmill. I don't know why. I watch the videos of them, I'm like, that is so cool. Cut a tree down, throw it on that thing, and cut the specific things you're doing, and you get lumber out of it. You get like this stuff out of it. If I can get it over here. This stuff. Like, holy crap, that is so cool. I could do that. But, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. Although there's probably about $60 worth of lumber sitting here now, but that's kind of a project coming up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 or 10 8-foot chunks where I want to build a little table for outside. I just don't really have a sheet of plywood for the top of it or something. But anyways, we'll figure that out. So that's the plan for the slab. Working on there instead of on the dirt here. I can't really get too much else there other than like the machinery and, you know, Mini X could go on there and do an oil change and stuff. Be a little nicer than kind of out on the gravel. Could probably almost, if I did have my trailer, I could probably pull a car up even and, you know, get it on there, and I could at least climb underneath on the with the concrete, not the gravel. So he says, also I've noticed Dilly used to help you in the shop a lot a while back on his dirt bike and stuff and other stuff. Lately haven't seen him on any videos with the old tractors. He's not interested in working on those. He is, but poor kid's had some problems, you know, actually getting motivated enough to do something, you know. He's just that age, I think, that, you know, he's just like, I'd rather not kind of do that, or I don't know. I've asked him to do stuff, and yeah, well, and I just end up going to do it because I need to get it done, right? So I don't push him too hard, you know, and he's had some, we'll say, issues in school and stuff with concentration and stuff, so he's got a couple things going on there that we've looked after, I'm hoping anyways, but he just really has no interest. He hasn't put anything on his channel for like a year and a bit anyways, you know, and he did, oh, it's not up here. Is it up here? He did a little project. No, I think it's down in my other garage. He did a little project. There was some junk in that container when we got it. Cleaned it out, and there was an old rusty old, like an old style crescent wrench. So he cleaned it all up and painted it. I'm like, why didn't you put that on your channel? They would have loved that. But yeah, I should have. And it's like, well, okay. So, it's got interest in doing stuff, but just not really interested in doing stuff. It's kind of hard to explain. But anyways, that's why I haven't seen him too much. But he's getting up there and he's doing his own things, I guess, too, right? So no girlfriend, good for him. Stay away from the girls. But he's got friends too that he talks to, you know, and he's doing his own thing. He's like 16 now, so I mean, eventually he'll be moving out and you won't see him. I won't probably hardly ever see him, you know. So, but yeah, you know, that's sort of what's happened there. It's kind of heartbreaking to me, but you know, he's gonna do what he wants to do, and it sounds like it's raining now. Listen, it's raining. It's raining. But yeah, no, I'm letting him do what he wants to do, and as long as he's happy, then that's it. So, also, if you weren't working at the cemetery, what would you like to be doing? Back with rentals or something totally not related? So, the rental stuff was alright, but that was definitely a younger person job. I don't think I could do it now and keep up that pace kind of thing. They always seem to hire young people for that. Back in the day I could do that, but I don't think I could now. What I wouldn't mind doing is like small sort of scale farming even, you know, maybe 75 acres or something, or just something to keep your bills paid. And you know, I don't need like a machine that's gonna do like 1,000 acres in like 4 hours. I don't need something like that. Just some kind of farm stuff where I could work on my own. I like working on my own, doing my own stuff. Been doing it for like that for like 17 years, I guess now, working on my own basically. So I'd probably do something like that, but I don't know. And he says, thanks Bill, keep up the great videos. And that was from Skylar. So thank you, sir, for sending that. Okay, the next one doesn't have a name. Let's see this. So it says, yeah, from Al. Al is all it says at the bottom. It says, Bill, long-time viewer, since you dug the phone line, oh, isn't that funny that we just mentioned that? That's where I got the tractor stuck. Dug the phone line from the house to the shop with a 110. So that was a while ago then, yeah. Have you ever been to watch Skidder Kev on YouTube? No, never have. Can't say I've ever heard of him even. He's only 25 miles south of you. Oh, that's, no, never heard of him. His channel features logging and firewood processing. I bet he'd give you the 50-cent tour of the processor and let you make a video for your fans. So that's interesting. Never heard of him. I'll have to look him up. Skidder, S-K-I-D-D-E-R-K-E-V. Skidder Kev. Well, thanks, Al, for sending that. That's actually a good idea. Oh, man, we only got 2 questions left. We went through them pretty quick. Next one is from Jamie Meek. Says, have you ever been to Kentucky? Yes, I have, and it wasn't a good experience. I'm going to tell you all that right now. I'll tell you a little story, actually, when we mentioned that earlier, too, actually. When we went to Florida, we drove to Florida, and I had a 1992, I think it was, 92. And this was probably in 97. We went to Florida, thinking around there. Had a 92 Dakota 2-wheel drive truck. And we're driving. This is a heck of a story. This was a terrible, terrible, terrible trip. Terrible trip to Florida. We got from here, home here, all the way down over the border at Detroit, I think, across there, somewhere down there. And got going down the 75, blah, blah, blah. Got just into Kentucky, a place called Florence, Kentucky, just inside the border there. And the highway did a bit of a up, and there was a rest stop on the right. You might know it off the 75 there. It's probably still there. And Florence, Kentucky, and you know, I'm up the hill, and all of a sudden, that didn't sound right at all. Something was really not sounding good. So I'm like, oh, maybe there's a rest stop here. Let's pull over here. I'll maybe check the fluids or something. Maybe it's low on something. So I pull in, grinding and screeching or whatever you want to call it. Grinding mostly until we stopped and shut it off, checked the fluids. Everything looked fine. And so we went into the rest stop and let it cool down for a while. I'm like, oh, maybe it's just overheated, whatever. And get into, let it cool down for about an hour and got back in. Backed up out from the, it was like an angle parking, backed up into like the road that goes through, put it in drive, nothing, wouldn't move an inch. I'm like, oh crap, that's not good. So I checked the fluid again. I don't know why I remember this so vividly. It must have been like traumatic to me or something. Checked the fluid again, and I'm like, ooh, that smells really burnt, the transmission fluid, that's not good. So yeah, it wouldn't go in. So I had to call, at that actually point in my life, I didn't have my own like Visa card, you know, for stuff like that. We were running on cash basically to go down there to see. We had relatives down there we were going to see, and in Florida. And I'm like, holy crap. So I had to actually call my mom and get her credit card number so I could get a tow truck. Or did I pay cash for the tow truck? I can't remember now. No, I think I paid him cash. And he told us there was, what's that place called? There was a Mr. Transmission there. That's where it ended up. But it starts with an A, I think. I'm thinking Amsoil, but that's not right. Anyways, it was a repair place too, and he's like, oh no, we won't take it to that one, we'll take it to the Mr. Transmission here. I'm like, okay. So he ended up taking it there, and holy freaking crap, they, for some reason, it was like a Friday too, I think, so it was like, they're not open, they were open the Saturday but not the Sunday, and then they're open Monday again. They couldn't look at it until the Monday. So they got it in, looked at it, and oh yeah, your transmission's blown. I'm like, I kind of know that already, bud. He's like, well, we can rebuild it. I'm like, okay, I need a truck going. I should have probably just rented a truck and just drove that down, left that thing there. But so holy crap, they couldn't get parts. We were in a motel, like a hotel motel-y thing, across the other side of the highway. So it was probably about a 20-minute walk from the motel across the over ramp over the highway to like into the town where the Mr. Transmission was. It was like a week and a half before they got parts in to fix this bloody thing. I'm like, it probably would have been cheaper just to get a whole new transmission and just swap the whole thing. But no, they rebuilt it. There's more to that story, as in problems with it leaking after it was fixed. I won't get into all that, but anyway, so yeah, I've been to Kentucky, we'll say. I've been to Kentucky. If so, what city? So Florence, just inside the border there. And then they got the truck fixed, and then we went to Florida. But it was basically dripping, leaking the whole way. So I had to stop like every about 200 miles to top the transmission up, top the transmission up, it was terrible. And long story short, I had it back to that Mr. Transmission when we got back again through Kentucky coming home. And all they did was, oh, it's probably the pan gasket leak, and we'll replace that. I'm like, okay. So they replaced it. Sure enough, I get driving about another 3 hours, stop for gas or whatever it was, and there's a great big puddle under it again. I'm like, oh my God. So we got more fluid, topped it up, got all the way home. I think we stopped a couple more times, topped it up again, got all the way home, and I called them again. I'm like, this thing's still leaking. Oh, is there a Mr. Transmission in your town there? It's a nationwide warranty. I'm like, yeah, there is. So I guess they called them, and they're like, oh yeah, bring it in. So I bring in to talk to that guy, and he's like, oh, it's probably the pan gasket leak, and we'll replace that. I'm like, okay, it's not the pan gasket. Oh yeah, they leak all the time. I'm like, okay. So he replaced that. I get it home, parked it, left it sit overnight, come back out, there's a big puddle under it again. I'm like, oh my God. It ended up being the stupidest thing on the freaking planet, where the tube goes down and then it goes into the transmission. There's a little seal or something in there they didn't put in, and it was just like pumping out of there. So I got a bunch of brake cleaner, got underneath there, cleaned it all off real good, let it dry up, siliconed all around it, and never dripped again. Then I got rid of it like a year later. It was fine. I'm like, wow, really? All that freaking crap and worry and oh my God, all the extra stopping. But anyways, yes, I've been to Kentucky. I got a little off topic there, but says, my wife has a question too. Is it hard to keep the graveyard up to date? As in what? Like mowing and stuff, or the files and stuff? Just something you got to keep working at and doing, you know. Go in and do a bit. Oh, this needs done. Okay, do that. And it's just like a roundabout thing. You just kind of keep doing it. So, and he says, we watch your YouTube shows, and I'm one of your biggest fans, which you already know. And it says, your friend Jamie and Melanie Meek. Oh yeah, I have talked to them a bit. That's right, yeah. So I've been to Kentucky. You got me ranting. So thanks for sending that in. Hopefully that answers all the questions there. The last one for today looks like from Charles. It says, hello from Fargo, Nindy. Is that North Dakota? Yeah, I think so. Oh, that's where the movie was made, right? Yeah. Where the guy chews the guy up in the wood chipper and stuff. Yeah, that's right. Not a question here, but I've attached, he's attached a PDF of the service manual that should help in your tractor adventures. Also, another place you might want to check out parts is www.denniscarpenter.com/tractor home. If you haven't yet, keep it up, Bill from Charles. Well, thanks, sir. I'm going to look that right up now. I do have a bit of a manual. It might be maybe even the same one. I don't know. Oh, this is the IT and shop service manual. Oh yeah, there's going to be a bit of reading in here. That's good. Well, thank you for sending that. But I do have something sort of like this. Yeah, it was basically, like the, the manually part. I'm really curious to see. Oh, they're working on that, the pin. Steering system. Oh yeah. This is, I think, the same manual. But they're super good to have. Gives you an idea how things come apart, right? Just unbolt it and rip it off with the backhoe. Do more damage. But yeah, I want to see this all steering stuff. I think that is a very bad design though of Ford when they designed, if you want to get that oil pan off, you got to take the whole, this whole front assembly like this off if you need to drop that oil pan for anything. It's kind of a silly design. Oop, geez, I just closed her down. Oops, my bad. But thank you, sir, for sending that. That's a good thing to have for sure. I've got that other manual, but I don't know really it gets into all that high detail stuff. It's more like an owner's manual, I think. But that is it for all the questions from today. So if you got another question for me, send it to billqa@yahoo.com. And I'll get it through my email and we'll read it off. So anyways, thanks again for watching. We'll catch you all later, and you guys have a good day.